house. And that means you can get a better rate, which can save you monthly and lifelong money. Plus, they pay your appraisal fees up to $500. Here's what you do. Go to UnitedFaithMortgage.com. That's UnitedFaithMortgage.com.
United Mortgage Corp, Melbourne, New York. NMLS number 1330. Ryan Brecka, NMLS number 65233. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Life is a marathon, not a sprint, unless you're hiring. Fortunately, Indeed has great tools that help speed up the hiring process. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
7:38, Team Hochberg Traffic Center time, and Jim.
The outbound Eisenhower has reopened between Ashland and Damon. It had been closed for hours after a major shooting and crash, which happened around the midnight hour. There's still congestion. It's about 27 minutes to get from downtown Chicago to Wolf. It's about 39 minutes downtown to 390. The inbound trip time is 37 minutes with scattered delays starting before the Tri-State. Kennedy's heavy now inbound with delays starting at Cumberland. 47 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 33 from Montrose, 22 in the Express. Outbound 25 minutes downtown to the airport. On the Stevenson, it's 28 minutes from the Veterans Memorial Tollway to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 20 minutes from 95th to downtown. The on-ramp from 18th is now closed. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Jim, thank you. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. We'll have sun and clouds throughout the day. Breezy, high 62. Mainly clear and breezy, 42 overnight. 51 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560, The Answer, online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. I know you're wondering, as we all are,
Yes.
when are we going to get our Obama statue? You know,
Oh.
the one that I assume will be modeled after the Christ the Redeemer statue outside of Rio. You know,
Right.
about 125 feet tall, lording over the city.
Well, might
when
go
it-
where the Columbus statue is removed.
Well, it'd be
right there in
perfect.
Grant Park.
I mean, as long as it's again has the gravitas, the size to dominate the Chicago landscape.
Oh, yeah. It'll be
That's the
5
important
stories
thing.
high.
Yeah, part of our Obama land development. And the indication you would get from the Chicago Press Corps, the government press corps, obviously in liege with Obama World, is that the project is full speed ahead and all of the legal matters have been resolved. But that's not the case. We've been following the story. We've talked to our next guest before. We talked to his counsel, one of the great legal minds in the Western world, Richard Epstein. He is Herb Caplan, Protect Our Parks, and he wants to update us on the next round of litigation involving the location of said Obama land. Herb, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning. So you're not done putting in this fight on behalf of the parks and, and frankly, the near South Side.
Yeah, definitely not. I'll give you all the details. But first, when you refer to the size of what they want to put into Jackson Park, that's going to be a 235-foot tower. It's going to be taller than any other building in the near South Side. And it's going to have virtually no impact on the well-being of people who live on the South Side of Chicago. Now, as far as what's happening legally, all the newspapers, you were quite right in referring to publications talking about the Obama Foundation breaking ground. The stories first reported, and I guess it was due to their press releases, was they were going to start breaking ground in April. Then they changed it to say they were going to start breaking ground in September. But the reality is that as long as the lawsuit filed by Protect Our Parks continues, and it is continuing, they're not going to be breaking any ground until that lawsuit is completed. And at the moment, we have a petition for certiorari before the U.S. Supreme Court, which by itself will be the final decision on the merits of the case. But regardless of that, because of the recent proceedings by federal authorities that under federal law, the environmental and historic preservation law, local authorities are supposed to determine whether any damage to historic Jackson Park could be avoided by relocating the proposed Obama Center to another location.
Let me just stop you there for a second, since you just mentioned a petition for cert before the Supreme Court. Remind us what the constitutional issue is that would support your petition for a Supreme Court hearing?
Well, there were two issues that were raised in the Seventh Circuit appeal that was decided. One had to do with standing to sue, and the other had to do with whether there was a federal issue that came within the jurisdiction of the court. And we're going to be challenging both of those issues. But with respect to jurisdiction of the court, which I think the Supreme Court would be most interested in, we're relying on the Fifth Amendment, which provides for the transfer of land without compensation. So we think there's a definite federal issue that's decided, in addition to the rule of law under state statutes. So that although we have no idea what's going to happen in the Supreme Court now, because Amy Barrett, the new justice to the Supreme Court, is the judge who wrote the opinion in the Seventh Circuit case. So she'll have to abstain on our petition for certiorari, which means we will then be confronted with an 8-judge panel that will decide on whether or not to take up the case on our appeal. And getting a majority of those 8 judges is uncertain. That's why, regardless of what the Supreme Court might do, we're filing an altogether new lawsuit. There'll be an announcement of it within a day or two, based on new issues that arose out of the federal review. So that means that regardless of what the Supreme Court does, that there's continuing litigation that will bar the Obama Center from doing anything in Jackson Park until all the litigation is resolved.
Why are they digging in their heels and refusing to leave Jackson Park?
I have no idea. It makes no sense because if all the promises that were made by the Obama Foundation about benefits that are going to accrue to people living on the South Side and to the city by the construction of an Obama Center, Protect Our Parks is all in favor of the construction of an Obama Center as long as it's not in this protected historic Jackson Park. And if the Obama Foundation wanted to start breaking ground and start construction, if they would just agree to relocate any of the number of choice alternative sites on the South Side that we've identified, they could start building tomorrow. And I have the feeling, I have the feeling that Obama is really trying to piggyback on the reputation of Jackson Park, which already is an established tourist destination. It doesn't need the presence of this 235-foot Obama honor statue tower in order to attract the tourists. So,
and I'm sure they like it because it's along the lakefront in Jackson Park.
Well, that's part of it. But the alternative site that we've proposed in the Washington Park neighborhood is, just a relatively few blocks further west than Jackson Park, and would provide all the same benefits. And also, by building in Washington Park neighborhood, it would benefit the people who definitely live in Washington Park and need a neighborhood that needs new investment and development. Whereas building in Jackson Park does nothing for the residents nearby, except what it has done is attract all the real estate sharks to come in and raise the rents of people currently living in local neighborhoods and converting rental apartments into pricey condominiums, in effect driving out the people who are currently living in those neighborhoods on the south side that adjoin Jackson Park, and clearing them out altogether.
So what? I mean, I understand why a living God among us like President Obama would want his Acropolis, Chicago's Acropolis, wherever he wants it. I mean, if he wanted to displace Soldier Field, and Soldier Field should be raised, and the Obama land should be put there. As far as I'm concerned, of course, that's the posture of the majority of Chicagoans. So I just want to go along, get along. But why so litigious, Herb? Why? You know, I know there's some issues you raised and some rents and people being pushed out, and there could be a better spot for it in terms of economic activity in an area on the south side that needs more infusion of opportunity. But what is the fundamental issue here? Why not just let it go and let the president have what he wants?
Well, we're happy to have the Obamas decide where they would prefer to have their 235-foot tower, but the reality is the Obamas are also concerned about his legacy, and part of that legacy is formally championing the need and right of citizens to have open, clear, and free public parks. And by insisting on Jackson Park, he's going back not only on his own prior promises about, loving nature and loving public parks.
Yeah, imagine Obama. Wait. Imagine Obama going back on promises. I perish the thought. But you're not concerned about Obama's legacy. You're not trying to protect Obama's legacy with this. What is the fundamental issue for you and Protect Our Parks with the choice they've made, and why you've been litigating this for years?
Well, for two reasons. First of all, the public park system along the lakefront only exists because of long and hard legal battles to keep the real estate exploiters and commercial developers out of that land. And what the land that's in Jackson Park is protected by statute. And the proposal to build there is in total violation of all those statutes. So, we are concerned with actually having an Obama Center, and we're actually also concerned about honoring the former president. And in that sense, we're also concerned about his legacy not being diminished by him undertaking something that's against the public interest. And we've tried all along to have, discussions, rational discussions, to consider an alternative site, which would succeed in providing all the benefits that the Obamas want, but at the same time would also benefit the interests of the local residents who are living in the Washington Park neighborhood. So it would be a win for, and it also ties in exactly with Mayor Lightfoot's plan for developing underserved South Side neighborhoods. So we've identified one of those South Side neighborhoods. And it's also a South Side neighborhood where Obama was formerly a community organizer. So you would think he would want to go back.
Yeah, it's almost
back
like
into that neighborhood. He wasn't. Let's face it. He was not a community organizer in Jackson Park. Jackson Park exceeded him by 127 years and established its own reputation and its own attraction, its own being a tourist attraction.
It's wild, isn't it?
World famous.
It's wild. It's almost like this is all about the Obamas and nobody else. What a shocking development. Well, rational conversations and the rule of law. Good luck with those in Chicago. This is why I guess you're petitioning the Supreme Court, because they're hard to find, those rational conversations, incidents of the rule of law over the rule of men in this city. So we applaud your efforts, you and Richard Epstein. Herb Caplan, President of Protect Our Parks. ProtectOurParks.org is the website. Herb, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
That's correct. And I just repeat, keep tuned because we have a number of things that we're going to be announcing to further advance the relocation of the Obama Center.
Okay. Thank you so much. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen,